And today we're going to talk about chapter 18 in which a witch is discovered. Which witch? I think that the author did this on purpose. The author is Kelly Barnhill. This is The Girl Who Drank the Moon, winner of the Newbery Award, and I hope that you really enjoy this awesome chapter 18, and we'll go into it right now. So last time Luna told her first lie, right? And do you think that was good? Do you think that will, and what do you think that sort of signals? Like what does it signal in your opinion? I think it's sort of like foreshadowing that this is a new part of Luna's life. This isn't the life that she's used to, the non-magical life, the life where she just, there's no magic, where she lives with sand. But I think the crazy, magical, oh my God, this is impossible kind of life, I think that sort of began that search for family too. So at least that's my guess. That's my guess. Anyway, we will talk about chapter 18, and Zan was going very slowly, right? Let me read this paragraph which sums up Zan's pains very well. Zan couldn't remember the last time she had traveled so slowly. Her magic had been dwindling for years, but there was no denying that it was happening more quickly now. The magic seemed to have thinned into a tiny trickle dripping through a narrow channel in her porous bones. Her vision dimmed, her hearing blurred, her hip pained her, and her left foot and her lower back, and her shoulders and her wrists, and weirdly her nose. And her condition was only about to get worse. Soon she would be holding Luna's hand for the last time, touching her face for the last time, speaking her words of love in the hoarsest of whispers. It was almost too much to bear. Unquote. Wow, that was a lot of pain. That was a lot of negative, bad thoughts, at least for the people who do not want to die. Pretty sure that makes them 99.99% of our group. Anyway, I think that Zan is getting weaker and weaker, right? And do you think that Zan will die in this book or not? I have a bad feeling that she's gonna die, but I do think that she's gonna have a wonderful funeral, and I think that Luna and Glurk and Firion will all remember her for the rest of their lives, and probably the whole Protectorate, because she was I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that the council goes to jail or something. I mean, if the council was still, saying, we still rule the Protectorate, then the ending won't be as happy. And I don't think that Kelly Barnhill will do that. So I think that the council will be gone, and maybe the Protectorate will remember. At least the Free Cities will, but hopefully the Protectorate too. Now, I have another question. Have you ever felt like what was the time when you felt the most terrible? And did you ever think that you were going to die? Jaden, I've never been part of a huge serious headache, injury, and I'm pretty sure that I've never, flew off a cliff or something, so no, I've never been in a car crash. Yeah, well, I mean, like, when it hurts so much, like, you know that you're not gonna die. It's like, but it hurts so much, it's like, you feel like you're gonna die, even if you don't, even if you know scientifically you wouldn't die, you would just be hospitalized or something. I mean, has it ever happened? Are you afraid to die? Because Zan was not afraid to die. Are you afraid to die? Yeah, definitely. I'm afraid to die. Which is why, like, you can count on it that I'm never gonna commit suicide. I'm never going to go into war. And yeah, I think that the soldiers who actually go into war should be honored because they're risking their lives. I don't think I could risk my life. And also, you can count on it that I'm gonna eat a lot of medicine when I'm in my life. So like, let's say I have a little pain. Now it could be anything, right? It could be anything. Medicine. For example, we have like 15 medicines over there. Most of them are useless. We're never gonna use them, but still we have them just in case. And some of them are actually useful, like Advil and Tylenol. Anyway, so this is actually not only about Zan, this is also about the Protectorate, right? And so yeah, Zan is the main character, but the Protectorate, the council was also part of the book, and also the mad woman, and so I think, and the head sister. So this is just a diverse chapter, okay? And do you think that Luna will be able to find her abilities before Zan dies or after? And I have a question. Do you like remembering things or not? For example, like they might be really bad memories, or maybe a really embarrassing moment, or a moment that you just wish that you would have never done a decision, like, or maybe just a happy memory, but maybe you left your home, right? Maybe your homesickness. You can, like, let's say that you went from Minnesota all the way to Saudi Arabia. You moved from Minnesota to Saudi Arabia. Now, Saudi Arabia, I've never been there, but I can't review Saudi Arabia. But I do know that if you liked Minnesota and you missed it and you had all the good memories of Minnesota, thinking about Minnesota, at least for the first year, might make you homesick, right? I mean, after that, you probably get used to Saudi Arabia, but for a few months, there's that still tender spot that, when you remember all those things. So my question is, do you think that you could stand to be really, do you think that remembering things, I mean, it's good to remember, right? But do you think that, do you like to remember things or not? I mean, I guess remembering things are good, but think about it. What are the memories that come up the most? Really, to me, the really, really sad ones. I don't know why the really bad, sad, mad, really terrible ones are the ones that always come up. Now, what do you think that she was remembering, the old castle, right? She was remembering her room, and what do you think that she was feeling right then? And now, the mad woman, she knew, like, everything without going out. It was like she knew where the witch lived, she knew the cities that the witch took the babies to. I mean, that's not possible, right? So, do you think that, have you ever just sat in a room and were you feeling like, oh, I got it! As Einstein said, an aha moment. Have you ever had that before? Is that like just so impossible that, are you just saying, dude, this is like a fiction book? Are you actually believing that? What kind of person are you? Now, I have never really had that moment. I've never just suddenly thought about something amazing. But once when I was doing math, there was this really hard problem. I closed my eyes, I sat back, and I was like, okay, I need to solve this word problem. Okay, so that if the average is, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, this was a algebra problem, and I was really panicking, and finally, suddenly, I had the idea. It was like an aha moment. I was like suddenly, oh, you're such an idiot, Jaden. You just need to do that. Aha! Exactly like that. I just solved it. Oh, actually, I didn't solve it like that. I was more like, maybe this will work. Oh, it doesn't work. Maybe this will work. No, it doesn't work. Maybe this. Aha! It works like that. So it's just sometimes I don't think that you just can sit and suddenly know everything. So how do you think that the mad woman knows? How do you think that Luna's mother knows about this? Like, yeah, how? And now I think that we learn a lot about the headmistress here, right? The sister ate, the head sister ate sorrow. Oh man. Can you believe that? Somebody's sorrow? I mean, that's medically, scientifically, everythingly impossible. Then again, a lot of things are impossible here. Have you ever seen somebody feed off somebody else's sorrow? Now you might be like, Jaden, I think it's time for you to, lie down, take some headache medicine, and maybe after this you can record this again. But I mean, like, a bully loves to terrorize kids, right? And whenever they're like crying, the bully laughs, right? He's not actually eating the sorrow. He's not like feeding and gorging off the sorrow, but he is happy. He's sort of feeding off the sorrow like that. I mean, I know that nobody can actually eat sorrow, but have you ever seen this in play? Now, I don't mean in books, I don't mean in movies, but actually in your own life. And can you think of an example too? And it can't be about a bully because I already said that, okay? And then the head sister was getting hungry and hungrier. Why? Because the mad woman had learned to lock her out. Now, I have a big question. Could you believe? Did you trust the head sister before, and now can you? Nope. I just didn't like the sisters at the start. The idea of it in the first place. Then Sister Nadia, in my opinion, was a little too cruel to the boys, and she was just a little creepy. Now, oh man, she is definitely on one of my least favorite characters list. Wow. And Sister Nadia was now growing hungrier, right? Because she didn't have that sorrow. The mad woman had learned to lock it away. Have you ever been able to lock away sorrow? No. Mostly it's like this. Sorrow, wah! Done. Never have to think of sorrow again. Well, unless somebody died, then maybe I would think of it for a while, but mostly nothing. No sorrow. Nothing. Now, do you think that as the execution began, or at least what the council thinks as an execution begins, who do you think is so Zan's gonna come, right? She's gonna save the day, but I have a question. Why do you think that nobody rebels? Yeah, I know. Life is harsh, and if you rebel, you're gonna go to cell. But still, like, if you have been a mother and father, don't you think that you would have at least tried to rebel? don't you think that you would have at least tried to escape? Why didn't that nobody's tried to escape before? Maybe it's the fear of getting caught, and fear keeps lots of people at bay. And do you think that Gerland is probably going to die soon? I mean, he's already feeling really bad, and do you think he's gonna die? And if so, when he dies, do you think that you're gonna be sad? Be honest. Not really. Yeah, no. I mean, he doesn't know it, but he executed at least, like, I don't know, 50 people or something. Well, of course he actually didn't execute them. But it's like let's say stabbing somebody to death, but they're actually not dead. You just think that they're dead. But the doing it, that's the thing that's evil. Not actually killing the person, but doing it and trying to. Right? Yeah, and he killed like 50 people. At least he knows it. Totally okay with it. I mean, it's just so terrible. And actually, it's like when Darth Sidious dies, you don't feel sorry. You actually feel, yay, the galaxy's at peace again, right? In Star Wars. If Thanos dies, you're not gonna suddenly start crying, right? I mean, and that's the thing. I don't think that anybody's gonna mourn his death. Unless they're forced to. And now Antane is trying to stop the baby's execution, right? He's gonna try to stop the witch. Only thing, there's no witch, right? So at least the protector knows, but that means that Zan, she really is the witch, right? She really is the witch. That means that Zan is gonna meet Antane. What do you think is going to happen? Do you think that Zan is going to defeat Antane? But Zan is weak. Do you think that Zan has enough power to stop Antane? And do you think that that Antane, what he's doing, how much courage do you think that you would need to do it? You don't know anything about the witch, and since you don't know that the witch actually is kind and nice, you'd probably be terrified. Do you think that you could be able to do it? Probably not. At least I would have had at least like 5 people along with me, unless the witch tried to get me. Now, if I knew Zan was like Zan and nice and kind, then I wouldn't do that. But then I wouldn't know. But still, that would make a lot of attention. So at least another person though. I don't think I could do it alone. But that would be too terrifying. I need at least a little backup. Now, Zan, when she reached the clearing, Antane stepped out in front of her and cried, "Stop!" Zan still has her powers left. She blasts Antane with her magic. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that Antane from now on will think that Zan is actually really, really evil, right? Because Zan was just trying to protect the baby. She probably thinks that Antane's a threat. Now Antane, he thinks that Zan is a threat. So what do you think is going to happen here? Do you think that Antane is going to say something or not? And I think that this is going to be our cliffhanger, okay? What Antane's gonna do about it. If he's gonna rally up the council, if he's going to make people search for the witch, or do you think that everybody will just call him crazy? Do you think that he could end up in the asylum? What do you think is gonna happen to Antane? Do you think that he's gonna do something, or do you think that the protector is gonna catch him? Okay, that was chapter 18 in The Girl Who Drank the Moon. I hope that you enjoyed the book, and how do you like the book though? So I'm gonna try to change it. So not only will I say, how did you like the book so far, but I'll ask these questions too. If you have written a book, would you have written it with any differences? Would you have written it the same? What are the pros and cons of the book? I think that should be another thing that we should consider, because not only are we reading, but we are going to try to think and maybe even review the book at the end of this course, book series, whatever you want to call it. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time for chapter 19. We're gonna see what Antane does next, and I really hope that he does not land in more trouble. And I think that Luna will probably figure out her magical powers either in chapter 19, 20, or 21. I'm pretty sure that Kelly Barnhill wouldn't keep us in suspense for that long, right?